Hi Hexagon, and welcome to this inspired training video. Today we're going to discuss creating an actions playlist. First, inside of the software, we're going to navigate to Instrument. We're going to select Add New Instrument. I'm going to select the Hexagon Absolute Arm 7 Access. And then in the Actions panel, I'm going to select the plus icon, navigate to Instruments, and then click on Connect or Disconnect Instrument. I'll select it from the tree and then navigate back to the Actions panel to open its properties. Inside of here, you can rename the feature to whatever you would like. So I'm going to rename it to Connect the Absolute Arm. I'm also going to add a message located in the box. When you're complete, you can just press the tab, and then I'm going to add a timeout. So we're going to change this to after 3 seconds. Next, I'm going to go to my Features tab, and then I'm going to select a plane. I'm going to double left click to open this properties. I'm going to rename this plane to Top Plane. I'm going to switch the construction method over to Fit to Points, and I'm going to enable a desired point count. And I'm going to change that to 6. Next, I'm going to add a couple circles. If I multi-select those, right-click and open the properties, now I can multi-edit all the circles at once. This gives me the flexibility to add a desired point count to each and every circle that I have selected. After this, I'm going to also rename those. Once I select the rename, the bulk rename option will appear in the main graphical view. Following this, I'm going to call it BH1 through 4. And now I'm going to add a cylinder. I'm going to open the properties for my cylinder. And then inside of here, I'm going to rename this to my middle top cylinder. I'm going to switch my construction method over to Fit to Points, and I'm going to give this a desired point count of 10. I can also look at enabling fit vectors. So as I go through and measure this feature, the fit vectors will automatically appear in the main graphical view. I'm going to add another plane. You can also rename this feature inside of the tree. I'm going to call this my side plane actual. And then I'm going to measure 2 more circles. You can press F2 to easily rename the features faster. Now I'm going to name this the small circle side and the large circle side. Now I have to think about what I would like to do next. So I'm going to look and add some dimensions between my features. So I will navigate to the Reporting tab. I'm going to select Create Linear Dimensions. As I select the 2 features, this will go through and iterate to the next set of features I need for the linear dimensions. Once I'm completed with the prompt, I'm going to press Enter. Now I'm going to select my top plane and my middle top cylinder, hold down the Alt key, and then click to create a circle. Next, I'm going to rename this to the intersection circle. And then now I'm going to go through and add a report of the features I have measured so far. So I'm going to navigate to Reporting, click on Create Report, and now the software is going to prompt me to select items from inside the tree. So I'm just going to go through and select the features I'd like to see on my final report. Once I'm completed, I'm going to press Enter. And then now I'm going to change some of the features information located in the criteria panel. So after I multi-select them in the tree, you'll see it appears in the criteria panel where it says 4 items. Now inside of here, I can also multi-select by just selecting the features I'd like to report, clicking the pencil or the edit selected criteria, and then I can go through and I can change the various tolerances for those. Next, I'm going to go to my alignment, and I'm going to select create a frame alignment. My primary, I'm going to select my top plane. My secondary, I'm going to select from circle 1 to 3. It's going to construct my line. And then I'm going to place the origin at the center of my large circle. On the right-hand side, you can expand the details down, and this will give you the ability to change the axis definitions, project to primary or corner, or translate and rotate for the X, Y, and Z values. I'm going to select File, Save As. I'm going to save my file as Frame Alignment Inspection. Next, I'm going to click on Save. Now I'm going to go back to the Actions panel. I'm going to go to Reporting. I'm going to select Show Report. I'll click on my report. I can navigate back to the Actions panel, double left click. I'm going to add a message to this and say Verify Report Findings. I'm going to add a timeout. I'm going to say 3 seconds for this. And now I'm going to hit the plus icon again in the Actions and select Set Alignment State. So I'm going to select the frame alignment I just created. And now I have the ability to change the order of some of the items located in the actions. I'm going to open the properties and rename this to Execute Frame Alignment. Now, if we look inside of the Actions panel, as you hover over the different items, it's going to display different things that can be executed inside of here. So if I look at graphics, I look at reporting, measure or export, my measurements, we have some from instruments, alignments, and I'm going to click on Show Message. I'm going to double left click to open the properties. Inside of here, I'm going to add a message and say Setup, Next Part, and Inspect again. So after I've completed showing the report, it's going to automatically go through this and show the message. I'm going to put this to 5 seconds. And then now that I think that I've completed all of the steps in my actions plan, I'm going to go through and add what's called measurements, and I'm going to clear my measurements. Okay, I have the ability to physically select them in the tree by just left clicking on them, or once I'm completed, press enter, or inside of the actual properties, I can just enable where it says clear all. I can add a message to this as well. And then I'm going to say all measurements cleared. And now I have completed, I think, what my program should be. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And this becomes my template file. So now I'm going to go through and test it. I'm going to select play from beginning. See my first message appear. It says wait until the arm is connected. But if you notice, it doesn't automatically advance to the next feature. So in order to do this, I'm going to stop my measurement. If you notice, I can just cycle through and see what happens through that actual actions playlist. Okay, there's my message. There's my all measurements cleared message. And then there's the report. Okay, so now I think that it's all set. I'm going to actually double left click on my connect instrument, and I'm going to say automatically advance. So after my instrument is connected, it's going to automatically advance to the next actions in my playlist. And if you notice, as soon as the arm was connected, now I'm on my top plane. As I go through and measure this, there are different items that we have added inside of this program. Once I click on my 6th point, it automatically will advance to the next feature. I can see this by looking at the green line located in the Actions panel on the left-hand side of the screen. As you go through and measure these features, you still have the ability to go to the previous action or swipe left to remove a bad point. Now you'll notice that some of these features have 5 of 10 for, let's say, the middle top cylinder. That means as soon as I hit the 10th point on this feature, it's going to automatically advance. Now for my side plane, I don't have a desired point count. So I can add as many points as I want to this actual feature. You will also notice that some of the constructions that we did earlier from BH1 to BH3 have been created. My intersection circle between the top plane and the middle top cylinder has been created as well. And now, because I have enough features measured, it went through and executed my frame alignment 1. So after the large side circle has been measured, I'm going to verify my report findings. I'm going to place my arm back. Now, as I navigate through the report, I can verify that the measurements were correct, and if I see any errors, I can easily go back to the software and remeasure those features. If I need to add additional information, I can do that inside the criteria panel. So when you're creating your programs, always do a dry run to see how it's going to be executed. This gives you the ability to see what things you can add to your program to make it better for the people that are going to be doing this inspection each and every day. Thank you for watching, and we hope you were inspired.